Norman in Holbrook, Arizona. I'm glad you waited, sir. How are you doing?
Rush.
Hey, Norman, how are you?
I am super good and getting better. The master of liberal versus conservative mixed mind-grappling martial arts. You continue to bring knockout power to conservative talk radio, Rush.
I like that. I may appropriate that in my liner stash.
I understand that. And from the land of the recently beleaguered John McCain, mega golf smacking and cigar smoking dittos.
Well, great to have you in the audience out there, Norman.
Hey, Rush.
Yeah.
I just read here that the NFL has got this figured out. Old Goodell and his cronies, they figured out the best way to figure this anthem kneeling problem is to throw about $90 million at it.
No. $100 million.
Okay, it's gone up.
Yes.
It's gone up. They want to give the United Negro College Fund 25%, the Dream Corps 25%, and 50% to the Players Coalition. I mean, they have it figured out now. Let's throw some money at it. But my question is, Rush, is the Players Coalition the same as the NFL union?
Yes. Well, it turns out there's the NFLPA, well, that's the union, and then there is a coalition of players that is independent of the NFLPA that has been organized for the purposes of this issue. And they are not in agreement. You're very shrewd out there, Norman, to have picked up on it.
And Rush, this money they want to throw at it is our donations. Where are they getting these donations from?
Well, let me explain this to you because it was going to be my next story, Norman, and I didn't want to steal your thunder. It was right here, the next thing on the stack, and so I wanted to use your call as a segue into this. And I appreciate it very. Norman, since I did steal your thunder, Lou, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Do you happen to need a new cell phone? If you do, I'd like to give you one. If you don't want one, don't need one, you don't have to take it. Don't feel.
I absolutely do, and I'm going to hand mine down to my wife because she needs an upgrade.
All right. So you have any preference in kind? I mean, I've got the iPhone 8 Plus, which is a great phone. The iPhone 10 is a new one. It's Face ID. It's really, really cool, but it's What do you have now? What do you have now? What kind of phone are you using now?
Rush, I have a Samsung. It's a S6 Plus or a 6S Plus, whatever that is.
Oh, you have no idea what you're in for. Are you sure you want to move to Apple? I mean, yes,
Rush, I have an iPod Touch. It's just to store music, is all it is. And
that's exactly what it's for.
Wonderful little device to store music. And
all right, so you're familiar enough with iOS. Okay, so you hang on, and Mr. Snerdly will get the pertinent information we need from you, including your address and your carrier and all that, and we'll get it out to you as soon as we can. We have a whole little presentation we put together as we send these out, so it may take a day or two to get it to you. Now, here's the deal. Folks, when I first saw this, here's the headline. NFL offers $100 million plan for social justice organizations in partnership with players. And my first reaction was, when did Jesse Jackson worm his way into this? Because this sounds like a monochrome coalition shakedown if I've ever seen one. I mean, this is the way the Reverend Jackson and Sharpton, they would threaten boycotts against companies, and they would claim the companies were under-hiring minorities or they were advertising in bigoted, racist ways. And the companies would then, of course, offer the Reverend Jackson penalty payments in exchange for the Reverend Jackson shutting up. So the NFL... You know what the NFL just cannot bring itself to tell the players as its employees, you guys like playing in this league, then you're going to stand up. One of the conditions of employment is to stand for the anthem. At most, it's 2 minutes. It's just 2 minutes. And we play the game. But the NFL doesn't have the fortitude to tell them that. So the NFL wants to buy their allegiance. The NFL wants to purchase the apparent loyalty of the players. So the details of this, it was announced on Monday. The league submitted to players a final draft of a proposal that would contribute nearly $100 million to causes considered important to African American communities, which means to the Democrat Party. Whatever else this means, the NFL has agreed to funnel $100 million to causes important to the Democrat Party. That goes without saying, but I wanted to say it to leave no doubt. This is one of the most effective shakedowns I've ever seen, beginning with Colin Kaepernick refusing to take a knee last season, spending Thanksgiving Day on Alcatraz Island, celebrating Unthankfulness Day, inspiring other players to kneel. The NFL is paying a steep price for this. In-stadium attendance is down, TV ratings are down, and the NFL has decided that it's worth a $100 million payoff here to try to get the ratings back up and attendance back up by getting the players to stop publicly demonstrating their lack of support for America and the flag. The NFL hopes that the $100 million will effectively end the protests, which is a laugh. And the thing about blackmailers is that once they get paid, they always want more. The original payment, damn, it just wasn't enough. We realized we didn't ask for enough. We realized we screwed up on our original allocation of the distribution. Now, some players who have actively protested since 2016 are not happy with this approach, and they plan to break away from the Players Coalition. The Players Coalition is a group of 40 players who negotiated this deal with the league. Philadelphia Eagles safety Malcolm Jenkins, former NFL wide receiver Anquan Boldin are regarded as the leaders of the Players Coalition. Miami Dolphins safety Michael Thomas, the 49ers safety Eric Reed tweeted Wednesday they are withdrawing. The Players Coalition was supposed to be formed as a group that represents NFL athletes who have been silently protesting social injustices and racism, Thomas and Reed said via Twitter. However, Malcolm and Anquan can no longer speak on our behalf as we don't believe the coalition's beliefs are in our best interests as a whole. So the NFL negotiated this deal with apparently just 2 players representing 40 other players, thinking that a massive $100 million payoff would work. Here's how it amortizes. The league will create an environment in which players will no longer want to protest. The NFL's offer earmarks $89 million over a 7-year period for both national and local projects. On the national level, owners this year would allocate $5 million, with their commitment growing annually and maxing out at $12 million per year from 21 through 2021. At the local level, owners will put up $250,000 every year. Expect players to match that amount, totaling $500,000. Players having to match ain't gonna fly. Just telling you right now, players having to match it ain't gonna fly. Neither is $100 million over 9 or 10 years gonna fly. Let me ask you if you're a football fan. Let's say this happens. Let's say the NFL does the deal and somehow the players unify, go for it, and agree to stand for the anthem. Is this going to end your problems with the NFL? If the players all of a sudden stop protesting verbally, if they stop kneeling during the anthem, are you going to automatically return to your TV sets on Sunday and Monday night as though nothing ever happened? My instincts are that this isn't going to work the way they think it's going to work. In fact, my instincts are that I don't like it. It isn't going to help. It's going to the fans. I can't believe how to touch people. That's all I just cannot believe.